In East Jerusalem, there are several areas where we found hundreds of plots that are registered on Jewish names. The Jews that purchased these properties are Jews that lived in England, Canada, United States, some of them from Australia, and few of them from Israel. The common to all of them that they bought the land before the state was established, before 1948. I'm talking about the year between 1922 to 1938. These properties we found that are in strategic areas, very strategic areas for today, the future of Jerusalem. They purchased it when the land was out of Jerusalem, in a neighborhood called Bet Safafa in south of Jerusalem, in a neighborhood called Jabal Mukaber, also in south of Jerusalem. But today, these areas that are in the north of Jerusalem, in the area of Atarot Airport, and in the south of Jerusalem, next to Bethlehem, next to Gilon Jewish neighborhood, this land are today, all of this land are under a big threat because Arabs are faking the documents of these properties and selling them to other Arabs, and even getting building permits on the land that in the land registry, it's under Jewish name. We are seeking for the Jews that purchased this land. It's a very difficult work because we are already talking about the third generation of the people that purchased the land. And most of them don't know that they inherit from their grandparents these properties. I'm preparing just now to a tour to Canada and to the States in order to seek and to ask for help from the Jews in the diaspora to find these people. Because if we will not find these Jewish people, as I said before, Arabs will invade to their land, Arab will build illegally without the permit on the Jewish land, and what we will face is more and more land belonging to Jews just disappearing and without any Jewish presence. I can tell you that, thank God, we have few successful acts in this issue in some areas, but it's not enough. We didn't even go to 5% of the Jews that own the land, and I'm talking about altogether hundreds of dunams and hundreds of buildings, apartments that exist, and Arabs are using them. I believe from reasons everybody understands, we cannot expose and say exactly where the land is, because if we would say that, the Arabs would go after that and will invade also to this land. So we cannot publish all of the information about where they are exactly, but we are trying to get through the Facebook of the Israel Land Fund, through email lists of all kinds of communities. I will give you an example. We found somebody from Chicago that is registered as a owner. So we approached communities, rabbis in Chicago, and we looked for people that have the same last name. And from there, we are now trying to get to the families that inherited this property from the great father. The same we have in Canada, many Canadians that purchased, and we believe that their families still live in Canada or in Israel or somewhere, maybe in North America. But in any case, what we are calling people that see this article, my interview here, to approach us and get in touch with us. If you heard from your father, from your grandmother, any story that they purchased land in Jerusalem or in Israel, because don't forget, we're talking about land that at 1920, 1930, 1940 was not part of Jerusalem. It was part of Arab areas or under the British mandate, areas that are outside of Jerusalem of those days. Today it's part of Jerusalem. So if you heard any story about property belonging to your family, please contact us, because if we will not save your family property, every generation we pass, it will be much more difficult to find the heirs of the land.